In this episode of Author Showcase, we meet people at a book sale who show and tell us what books they're reading, and hear from several authors writing about paranormal experiences, the human condition, famous Chicagoans, the music scene, and more. Grab a pencil and paper to make note of books that look interesting to you, then sit back for a few minutes and enjoy Author Showcase.
Well, this is a Women and Children First sidewalk sale, part of the Andersonville sidewalk sale put on by the Andersonville Chamber of Commerce. And our sale of all used books benefits our Women's Voices Fund, which is a nonprofit arm of our store. This is a nonprofit sale, and it helps benefit our community donations and also helps staffing our programming. We do tons of free programs, and we never charge for any of our programming. So this helps us be able to do that and keep community events free.
Hi, I'm Carol. We're in Andersonville, and I am buying some books at wonderful prices. Amy Tan, because I love Amy Tan and her writing. This Jennifer Weiner book from my daughter, Women Building Chicago, which I think should be fascinating just because it's historically interesting. And what I'm reading this summer is John Irving, and it's called A Prayer for Owen Meany, which is absolutely fabulous. So I'm hoping to find some more things to take home and come out and enjoy. It's fun.
Okay, so hi, my name is Ashley. I picked up 3 books today for very different reasons. I'm currently in grad school studying clinical psychology, and my interest is in LGBTQ psychology specifically. So I found this book, which I've been looking for a while, and now I get it for cheap, which is super exciting. It's about the butch-femme dynamic throughout history, which is pretty exciting. This one I found quite by accident. It's called Please Stop Laughing at Me. It's a story about bullying, which obviously is something that the mental health community has been doing its best to respond to. And then because I'm on summer break, I also found the most recent Terry Goodkind book, and this is going to be my fun summer reading for the next month until I start back up at school. So yeah.
And I had a lot of books because I like the covers. A lot of them are memoirs or biographies, and that's what I enjoy. And they're cheap.
And I got a mix. I got some classics today, lots of books about women, and just some more positive, happy things. Today was more the mood I was in. So,
my name is Tia, and we're at Women and Children's First in Andersonville, and we are getting Quidditch Through the Ages and the Lavender Locker Room today, about 3,000 years of great athletes whose sexual orientation was different in their sports stories, I guess, which is really cool for the Olympic season. So that's what we'll be reading.
Cool. Anything you're reading else you're reading this summer? Anything you've just finished, or?
The last one that I'll admit to reading was The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. It was very good. I've never cried so much, but it was worth it. It was worth every second. It was probably one of the best books I've ever read. It's about a girl who has terminal cancer, and she's in love with an author. Well, not really in love with him, but her favorite author. She wants to go visit him, so it's like a Make-A-Wish program. She meets a boy that she falls in love with, and he uses his wish to take her to meet the author. And then it's just their story together and finding a happy life, some happiness before death, because she knows that she's dying. She knows that she doesn't have a long time. So it was just really cool. It was good.
Hello, my name is Alex. I'm here with my dog Buddy, enjoying a nice afternoon. Working on a planning trip for Barcelona, and so doing a little bit of reading up and travel planning with that, and just in my free time enjoying some work by Upton Sinclair and enjoying life.
The Healing Powers of Coffee is percolating with information about the world's favorite new health food. This personable, reader-friendly, revolutionary book includes interviews with medical doctors, researchers, and coffee roasters who reveal the amazing healing powers of the delicious brew, served up with a lively jolt of past and present coffee culture. The path to better health and well-being is right under your nose. Whether you prefer regular or decaf or flavored coffees, recent studies have shown that coffee's magical beans can reduce your risk of cancer, heart disease, and diabetes, as well as help you slim down and shape up. Wake up and smell the coffee, then serve yourself a steaming cup of comfort, filled with more antioxidants than tea or cocoa, and even more than renowned antioxidant-rich blueberries or oranges. In The Healing Powers of Coffee, you'll find the author's exclusive, eye-opening, warm and witty real-life stories, more than 50 home cures that fight brain fog, fatigue, headache, jet lag, low libido, moodiness, muscle pain, and stress. Plus, beauty and anti-aging treatments and eco-friendly household uses. Find out why this ancient elixir has gone from vice to virtue, and how to incorporate coffee in Mediterranean-style healthful recipes like cappuccino biscotti, coffee chili, Java-style stuffed bell peppers, plus do-it-yourself espresso drinks. Brew a pot of your favorite blend, nature's surprising superfood, and enjoy reading The Healing Powers of Coffee. Available now at your favorite bookseller.
You're watching Author Showcase!
Forgotten Burial, a restless spirit's plea for justice, is a startling paranormal story based on an actual unsolved murder case. Shortly after moving into a new apartment, author Jodie Foster begins to feel the presence of an unknown entity. Her young daughter even has visions of the woman she calls her angel, following her mother from room to room.
Oh my God, what is wrong in this apartment?
Foster is soon plagued with reoccurring haunting nightmares of abduction, murder, and a forgotten burial. She soon discovers her apartment was the former home of a young woman murdered nearly 30 years earlier. Following a night of sheer terror, the experience has Foster questioning her own sanity, then assisting authorities to investigate a violent, cold case sex slave mystery. Forgotten Burial is a chilling page-turner you will not be able to resist. Get it now at jodiefoster.net or your favorite online bookstore.
My name is Janice Kiefer. I'm co-author of the book Infinity. The story is about my daughter, Lauren Kiefer, who was murdered in our home on Christmas Day, 2006. My co-author is Debbie Obradovich, who was an intuitive who came forward to the DuPage County Sheriff and gave information from my daughter, Lauren, about the case, and I'll turn it over to her.
Hi, I'm Debbie Obradovich, and I'm not an intuitive by profession. And when I heard, I live in a town close to where the murder occurred in Oakwood Terrace. I live in Elmhurst, and when I heard about the case, one of my friends, as we were all horrified, said, why don't you try to touch base with Lauren and try to intuit what could have happened at the murder scene. And I said, I don't do that. I don't work with the police. That's not what I do. And after a week or so, he had guilted me into doing it. So I did, and I wrote a transcript and brought it to the DuPage County Sheriff's Department. And after having read it, they asked me if I could work with them. And I worked with them for about 3.5 months. But through this process, Lauren was not just explaining what happened at the crime scene, nor about the perpetrator. She was mainly sending messages to her mother, messages of love, healing, understanding, and compassion. And the detective that I was working with asked if she could share those with her. And I did not know Janice. I said, that's fine, we can go ahead and do that, but take my name off, just have blind emails. And that's what we did. And after, it was at about 3.5 months, then the perpetrator was in custody. And I thought, well, I can end this now. And they said, oh no, could you still? So I kept it up until about June. And then in June, Janice's family had established the Lauren Kiefer Memorial Foundation and had a 5K race. And the police detective said, would you like to come to the race and meet the mom? And I was, oh boy, I don't know if I should. I was very nervous about it. Again, the universe had other plans, said you need to go. So I went, and Janice, this woman, walked up to me at the race and called me by my maiden name. And I said, no, you're not Lauren's mother, are you? And she said, and I said, who are you? We went to high school together. We were acquaintances in high school, but because of the married name, I didn't know that. So we feel that Lauren knew at a certain level and worked with the universe to put us all in place to work together and to get the messages to her. So Janice and I have become dear friends since, and Lauren continues to share with us how it is to transition, to go from this earth plane to where she is at now. And it's been a beautiful story with a lot of healing.
This is a terrifying, intense story of the dark people and places that lurk just beneath the surface of seemingly normal, small-town America. Tad McGreevy dreams about evil in horrifyingly vivid detail, but doesn't know if the evil acts he witnesses in his nightmares are happening now, are in the past, or are going to occur in the future. Thankfully, he has a power that he has never revealed that will allow him to wage a battle to the death against those who would harm the ones he loves. Read The Color of Evil by Connie Corcoran Wilson.
Hi, I'm Regina Baiocchi, and I'm a composer and a writer, and I have 3 books that I've written. One of them is Indigo Sound. It's fiction, in short, a book about the human spirit. The other one is Blues Haiku, which, as the title insinuates, is a book of poetry that's blues-based. And I'm happy to say that my other book, Urban Haiku, is out of print because I've sold all the copies. And I have also with me a Kid Stuff CD, which is a combination of songs that I've written for children and with children. So there's children singing, and then there's instrumental parts if you want to do a sing-along. Indigo Sound is a book about the human spirit. It's 13 chapters that function autonomously as short stories, collectively as a novel. Some of the action takes place in Chicago and Bronzeville. Some of the action takes place in Jamaica, and it all comes together in a fictitious town called Indigo Sound. It's told from the perspective of a young woman who is suffering from prenatal traumas. So as a result, she cannot speak. And so even though she's mute, you get to experience things from her perspective. By the time you get to the end of the book, she's able to speak, and she can articulate how she overcame those traumas and went on to live a full life. As far as Indigo Sound is concerned, I have a prequel planned, and the action actually picks up at the beginning of the book and goes backwards. And it talks about all the characters' lives leading up to Indigo Sound. It's already written, it's just in the editorial stage, so hopefully that'll come out in 2012 or 2013, depending on what my editor says. Okay, I hope you'll indulge me. Blues Haiku, I have a quote in the beginning of the book from Salman Rushdie that says, "A poet's work is to name the unnameable, to point at frauds, to take sides, to start arguments, to shape the world and stop it from going to sleep." And that's basically what I try to do with Blues Haiku. Not only is it haiku written from a blues perspective, but I also have what I call portraits of blues musicians. So there's a Coco Taylor poem, there's a John Lee Hooker poem, etc., etc. Originally, when I thought of blues haiku, I wanted to do haiku for each particular genre. So in other words, blues haiku, jazz haiku. Then I started thinking about classical haiku and kind of got stuck there. But hopefully eventually I'll have a haiku series. So far I've only done 2 haiku books, Urban Haiku and Blues Haiku. I'm Regina Harris Baiocchi, and if you'd like more information, you can reach me on my website at www.reginaharrisbaiocchi.com. That's BAIOCCHI. Or you can reach me at 312-253-7453. And if you just Google Regina Baiocchi, I'm sort of everywhere. And you don't even have to know how to spell Baiocchi. Anyway, thank you very much.
We're anxious to hear from our Authors Showcase viewers. Visit authorsbroadcast.com/TV to leave a comment. Your feedback is important to us. We want to know what you think about the show and if there's any specific information you would like us to include. We produce a new Authors Showcase episode every month, and your comments and suggestions may be used in a future episode. So visit us online at authorsbroadcast.com/TV.
Hi, my name is June Sawyers. My book is called Chicago Portraits, and it consists of biographies of more than 300 prominent Chicagoans. And here it is. The people in the book include everybody from the infamous Al Capone, but also Studs Terkel. So it includes people from all walks of life, all prominent Chicagoans.
Hellfire and Damnation 2, the sequel to 2011's award-winning Hellfire and Damnation, is a remarkable collection of somber, noirish, flat-out scary, and altogether satisfying stories, says best-selling New York Times author John Land. He compares Connie Corcoran Wilson's work to King, Bradbury, and Philip K. Dick, saying, "Her tight, twisty tales establish her as a force to be reckoned with. The frame is once again Dante's Inferno, and the 9 circles of hell and the crimes punished there. This time there are illustrations and a From the Author section as well." Gary Bronbeck, 5-time Bram Stoker winner, agrees with John Land, saying, "Wilson surpasses her previous Hellfire and Damnation with this sequel. I really don't know how she managed to do it." The 11 short stories within Hellfire and Damnation 2 were described as superb by author Brian Pinkerton. Nate Kenyon, award-winning author of Diablo, The Order, calls Hellfire and Damnation 2 an inspiring collection, and Kenyon adds, "Don't miss it." Hellfire and Damnation 2 by Connie Corcoran Wilson is available online and at your favorite bookseller. An aged widower with an acute awareness of his own mental decline is being moved across country at his daughter's insistence. Instead of flying, he chooses to join his grandson on a 3,000-mile road trip that includes daily readings to an urn of ashes, and for the 2 travelers becomes a spiritual journey of self-discovery and harsh realities. A must-read roller coaster of emotions, a cathartic tale of spiritual alignment and personal growth. Reading to Jane is an amazing story of loss and grief and the recovery that accompanies it. A fast read that is thought-provoking, funny, heartwarming, and uncannily familiar. The reader becomes part of the family, going along for a physical and symbolic journey with unlikely companions, each with their own tragic past. En route at campgrounds and rest stops, the cross-country travelers meet several colorful characters and eventually befriend a woman who is coping with an unspeakable tragedy that causes her to question her most deeply held beliefs. Her growing anger ultimately forces her to confront the demons of her past. Reading to Jane combines the reality of aging, the brashness of youth, the stigma of societal outcasts, and the turmoil of loss into an intricately woven 3-part adventure. Will Mary be consumed by her rage, or will she find a way out of the darkness? Mary and her unlikely companions come together in an unforgettable conclusion that contains all the surprises, humor, and warmth that author Carol Marshall is known for. You can read this novel simply for the pleasure of its wonderful story and unique collection of bizarre yet relatable characters. But each of the characters in Reading to Jane has something to teach us. This book is a journey to a meaningful existence and can point you in the direction of a more joyful and harmonious way to live. You won't want to miss Reading to Jane, available at Amazon.com.
Hi, my name is June Sawyers. I have 3 books here that I either wrote or edited on musicians. The first one is called Racing in the Street, the Bruce Springsteen Reader, a collection of essays and articles about the boss. The other one is called Read the Beatles, a collection of essays and articles about the Fab Four. And Tougher Than the Rest, 100 Best Springsteen Songs, where I talk about his most influential works.
Tragedy devastates the West Coast, and the nation cries out for answers. Was it an accident or an enemy attack? When we need the government's protection most, can we trust our leaders to tell us the truth? The clock is ticking, time is winding down, and the team must act quickly in an attempt to avert war. In this action-filled suspense novel, author Maurice Goodwin will have your heart pounding to see what happens in the aftermath.
Another Man's Treasure takes you into the dark corners and secret places of a decaying Victorian mansion, then into the troubled mind and heart of a devoted husband tortured by temptation. Feel the anguish of Ted McCormick as he struggles to resist the allure of a flirtatious woman, hungry for love from a decent man. You will share his fear and frustration as something or someone prevents him from finding the riches allegedly hidden in the mysterious mansion. You won't be disappointed. The final twist to the forbidden romance and the search for treasure will shock and surprise you. Available online, or ask for Another Man's Treasure by James V. O'Connor at your favorite local bookstore.
Every night, 5 to 7 million children wet their beds. It seems that bedwetting is one of the last taboo family issues. Parents don't like to talk about it because they're afraid their child will be labeled as lazy or lacking self-control. These are myths, and the problem can be overcome. In the meantime, children with unresolved bedwetting are often punished and excluded from sleepovers with friends, can't attend overnight camps, or even family vacations. Too often, the child is shamed by parents or siblings, and his or her self-esteem is compromised. It doesn't have to be that way. The book Getting to Dry is written by the Try for Dry team at one of the nation's leading children's hospitals. Visit tryfordry.com to learn how you can help your child overcome bedwetting.
We're anxious to hear from our Authors Showcase viewers. Visit authorsbroadcast.com/TV to leave a comment. Your feedback is important to us. We want to know what you think about the show and if there's any specific information you would like us to include. We produce a new Authors Showcase episode every month, and your comments and suggestions may be used in a future episode. So visit us online at authorsbroadcast.com/TV. In today's fast-paced business environment, people want to know as quickly as possible what your website is about and how you can help solve their problems. A fast show and tell will keep visitors on your site longer and help them better understand your product or service. Reno Lovison Marketing produces website video and provides a variety of marketing-related services for growing businesses. I predict nearly every company will have at least one video or multimedia presentation on their website, and we want to help make that happen. Let us show you how to use video on the web to promote your website, product, or service, announce your new book, or provide training to your staff, distributors, or end users. Take a look at some of our example videos and explore some of our other services. Call or email me personally today. Let me know what you're hoping to achieve, and I'll show you how we can help.
About 250 miles north of Chicago, Door County is Wisconsin's premier vacation destination, offering visitors of all ages outdoor fun combined with great food, performing arts, shopping, and of course, natural beauty. DoorCountyNavigator.com will help you find the perfect place to stay, play, and dine, providing all the resources you'll need to plan your trip. Be in the know before you go. To learn more about Door County, tune into A Peek Inside the Door, seen weekly on Chicago Cable, Channel 25.